Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Jake Patton on Eye for Horror on YouTube. Although you actually have to type in Big Jake 88, which I need to change it back. So I want to talk about some films that a couple uh, that you could watch on Valentine's Day, or and the rest are ones you could watch if you have a date or something, or you have some company over, and and you'd like to watch some scary movies. He or she, or you're just having some buddies over or something like that. I don't know. Here are some movies that are perfect for that evening that you could watch. This one is from 1998, and it's Ronnie Yu classic. It's the fourth film in the series, and they made seven of them, plus a TV show and a remake. So here it is, Bride of Chucky. Now, this this movie kind of revitalized the franchise. But I got to give up to Charles Whitney. I love Charles Whitney. It's good, but this one took it into more. This one leaned more into the comedy. But it's a fun movie, and I was 10 when it came out, and I got to see it in theaters, which was awesome. But I put this in this list because if you're having a date night or whatever, just you want to watch something wacky, crazy, that's supposed to be scary, whatever. You can watch Bride of Chucky. Plus, um, Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany Valentine. She was a great addition to the franchise, and she brings a lot to the franchise. And I love her character, Tiffany. She's like this seductress. She's all sexy and whatnot, and showing her ass with or at least in a human form. Before she gets transferred into the Belle doll. Well, see, look at that outfit, slamming. Okay, but Bride of Chucky. It's a fun movie, and it shows you get to see doll sex. Tell me, in what other movie do you get to see doll sex? Not that you want to, but it's just something funny, quirky that I've never seen in any other movie. Okay, this one is the 1988 Chuck Russell classic. It's a remake. The original is, it's a classic, but the remake is so much better in my humble opinion. The Blob from 1988, like I said, directed by Chuck Russell. This one's just a fun movie. Great practical effects, great cast too. Young Shawnee Smith plays the lead actress, the character Meg, and a young Kevin Dillon, brother Matt Dillon, plays Brian Flagg, and LaFleur, who was Babe Ruth in Sandlot and other movies. I know he's been in a lot, but that's what I can think of him in right now. Besides The Blob, it even has Jameson Newlander in a couple scenes, who he was Alan Frog. I think he was Alan Frog in The Lost Boys. Yeah, because Corey Feldman played Edgar. But I put this on the list because Meg, the character, she starts out going out on a date with the character Paul, and then something happens to Paul, and she ends up with Brian Flagg, played by Kevin Dillon. And Brian Flagg is this awesome character. He's like a greaser with this awesome mullet. He gives him his power and this badass motorcycle, and he's just cool. But so if you're having a date night, or just want to watch a really good, cool '80s horror with your buddies, you can't go wrong with The Blob. Now this one is a 1974-75 De Palma classic. Story originally, the book, I should say, written by Stephen King. Carrie, great cast. Sissy Spacek, John Travolta, William Catt, Stella Pointer, Effie Laurie. Oh man, I forget who plays Sue, but she's really good too. And Chris Hargis. Don't forget PJ Souls. But yeah, Carrie. It shows them going to the dance, and some people on Valentine's Day they may go out dancing, right? Or they may like get dressed up, and so hey, this has a the famous scene at the prom, right? So Carrie, check it out. And man, I always feel bad for Tommy Ross because sure he was, Sue kind of made him, take Carrie, ask her out, but he, until that damn bucket, hit his head. I think he was legitimately having a good time. Oh, damn, Chris and John bastards. The 1995 classic Species and Natasha Henstridge, Michael Madsen, he rest in peace. Hellenberger from CSI, Forrest Whitaker, so many awesome roles. One of his first Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Ben Kingsley and Alfred Molina. This has in the first 10 minutes or so. Williams, a young Michelle Williams, I think it's 12 or 13 or something like that, who isn't famous for Dawson's Creek, All in H2O, the movie Dick. Anyways, Species. Syl, she's an alien hybrid, half human, half alien, but she's alien on the inside, and she can, since she's half, she can be totally human on the outside, and then she can transform into the alien. And she's totally horny. She wants to have a baby, right? So she can. Well, I don't spoil that, but anyways, she's looking for a man, and then she finds Alfred Molina in his. Alfred Molina, his character, finds Natasha Henstridge's character in his hotel room, and things heat up. And I just learned this, but that was the first sex scene for either of them, and they were both nervous about it. But honestly, I'd have to say it's one of the hottest sex scenes in any movie ever. So, yeah. Anyways, Species, 1995. It's just the perfect movie. It's popcorn. And Michael Madsen, he's a badass, so you can't go wrong with Species. Okay, this one. I can't remember if it's 80 or 81, but the Toby Hooper classic, The Funhouse. No one really big has been in this movie. Well, but I will mention Cooper Huckabee, who plays Buzz. I thought he was cool. He was my favorite character. The the main character, Amy, she was okay. She was a good final girl, I guess, but played by Elizabeth Barrage or something. She was all right, but I don't really feel bad for her in the scene where she's under the funhouse and she's screaming for her dad. I don't feel bad for her because listen, Toots, you disobeyed your father, and I guess she was peer pressured into it, but still, she could have tried harder to persuade her friends to go to a movie. I understand it's a movie and for the plot, but still. And what pisses me off is Buzz was in trouble. I mean, he's supposed to be the big I don't know if he's a jock, but he's a big tough guy. But had she helped him, Buzz could have lived. Justice for Buzz. And I know it was the '80s, everything, and some movies had good final girls, and some and so it's supposed to, scary movie and whatnot. And I would have rather Buzz live, honestly. Anyways, but she did good in the movie. I just don't feel bad for the character. Anyways, The Funhouse, Toby Hooper classic. Okay, next one. I love this movie, Motel Hell, starring Rory Calhoun as Farmer Vincent. Oh, I love his character. He's my favorite character in the movie. He's the best. And Nancy Parsons, who is Beulah Ballbreaker in Porky's. But this one's a fun movie. Also look for John Ratzenberger. Cliff Clavin on Cheers. He's in the band Ivan and the Terribles in the movie. His character, but Farmer Vincent. Well, it takes all kinds of critters to make Farmer Vincent's fritters. But this is a crazy movie. It's fun though. I ultimately chose it because sometimes if you're going out on Valentine's Day, or you're married, you want to get a little extra marital, you you step out on your wife or husband, whatever. You want to go to a motel, right? So you don't get caught. And anyways, so yeah, Motel Hell, just perfect one, for this list. And I know this is kind of a stretch, but it's my video, it's my channel, so who the hell cares? Okay, this next one is a Fred and Decker classic from 86, 87, shit. Well, Night of the Creeps. It's a great, amazing legendary Silver Fox himself, Tom Atkins. Or at least the Silver Fox of the horror world. I know Charlie Rich is the Silver Fox. People know Tom Atkins in the horror community as Silver Fox. And it also has Jason Lively, who was Russ in one of their vacation movies. But this is just a fun movie. It's great. Not a great special practical effects, and the creeps are really creepy. They're like these slug things. They go enter through your mouth, and they take you over. And Fred Decker, great director, he also directed The Monster Squad. Tom Atkins totally shines in this. I think he steals the show. The whole cast is great, though. Obviously, Tom Atkins. How can you go wrong? Also, I think Suzanne Snyder is in this. She's in the sorority house. Who she was in Return of the Living Dead 2. She was Debbie in Killer Clowns from Outer Space. But anyways, yeah. Night of the Creeps. And then this has one of so many great lines, but one of my favorite lines under an anime movie. I have good news and bad news, girls. The good news is your dates are here. And then someone asks, what's the bad news? They're dead. I love it. But, so Night of the Creeps. Check it out. Now, this one is a very underrated classic. And I didn't find out about it until like 10 years ago or so. No, maybe it's been 12, and since then, I was just a fan because it's right up my alley. Lord. But it's in 1989, Scott Spiegel, rest in peace, sir. Classic Intruder. But this was originally going to be called Night Crew. Admittedly, is a better title, but Intruder is still a good title. Night Crew would have been a better title. Who cares? So this takes place entirely in one location, Walnut Lake Market, which is a grocery store. And it happens all at night. And this is a cameo from Bruce Campbell for a little bit, and Sam Raimi, Ted Raimi are part of the cast, but they don't have their characters have names, but they're just there for to add to the body count, but which is cool, which is fine with me. This also stars, well, for them anyways, Renee Estevez, who's the sister of Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez. And the main actress, the final girl, crap, Elizabeth something. I forget that name. It's probably on here. But anyways, it takes place in a grocery store, right? So if you're gonna have someone over, have some hot babe or some studly guy over, right? And you don't want to order out. Where do you go? You go to a grocery store to pick it, right? So that's why this is on the list. And it's the fun movie, great kills, some awesome kills. And the star of this movie for me is Danny Hicks. Rest in peace. God, he was so funny. He's like you said, he steals the show. His character Bill is just great. I'm just crazy about this store. Anyways, yeah, Intruder. Check it out. Now, these last four are some Valentine's Day staples. There's ones that I love to watch in or around Valentine's Day. From 2000, Jamie Blank's classic, Valentine. Oh, I love this movie. Stars Denise Richards, Marley Shelton, Jessica Caulfield, and, Catherine Hagel is a part of the cast, but I think I can. I don't think it'll be too big of a spoiler. She dies. She's the first kill. People that worked with her on Grey's Anatomy, I'm sure don't mind seeing her get killed. So I heard she's really difficult. She was a good. For as long as she was in the movie, she did good. I thought. This also has David Boreanaz, who is in Buffy, Angel, that show with Emily Deschanel. I think it's Bones. But this is just a fun movie. It's a good. It's kind of like a mystery whodunit. And there are a couple of good red herrings in here. And it's a revenge flick. And this cherub mask, right? It's just creepy as hell. And it's too bad this didn't get a sequel. I think that would have been great, But yeah, this is a staple of Valentine's horror. It's one I usually watch it every Valentine's Day, or at least a couple of days before. Some people don't like this movie, and I can get it. But I don't know. I love it myself, but you don't have to like everything I like, or anyone else likes. Here's what the original cover looked like, and then just reimagine the cover art. Very awesome. But Valentine, okay, this one just came out a couple years ago, but since then I've been a big fan of it. It's perfect to watch on Valentine's Day, or if you're just having a date night. Hark Eyes. Now, this is getting a sequel, which I'm excited for, and it stars Mason Good Gooding, who is Cuba's son. So, and he's a really good actor. He's funny, he's cool, and I forget who the lead actress is, but she's good too. But this gave us a new killer, and just really cool killer. Also, oh yeah, this has Devon Sawa in it, and he plays a cop, and he's been in Idle Hands, Final Destination, Black Friday. Look, they used Casper and they used in Wild America and all that, but you know. He also in the Chucky TV series. But he's not like a main character, but he's really good in the movie. And also has Jordana Brewster from The Faculty and the Fast and Furious movies and other movies as well. But I can't think off the top of my head. But yeah, Paradise. There's some great kills. It's really clever, creative kills in this movie, and I really dig it. In fact, I might watch it tonight. Okay, these last two are just total classics. Oh, at least the one is, but I really dig the remake. So, without further ado, the 1981 George Mihalka, something, My Bloody Valentine, and this has two editions: the theatrical and another version where they restored most of the gore that was cut out. Because the stupid MPAA in the 80s and whatnot, and some in the 90s and stuff. They were sensitive about what could be shown to. Why do people when they should consider the customer, instead of their stupid rating? Why the hell do people go to scary movies or horror movies? See people get killed, I mean, that's not the only reason. For a movie called My Bloody Valentine, they're gonna take out the gore. Yeah, give me a break. Fuck the MPAA. Excuse my language. Anyways, yeah, My Bloody Valentine is such a classic. Well, I think every actor was Canadian. It's very cool. Actually, I think it was shot in Canada too, so that's probably why. But you've seen this movie. It's a classic, and the folk song at the end, that plays in the end credits, is called the Ballad of Harry Warden. God, that song is so creepy. But it's a great song, and it really fits the movie perfectly. Well, I mean, it was made for the movie, but it feels like though it could have been a song that was just that someone just wrote, back in the day. Let's say the movie had never existed, and someone just wrote that song. That's what it feels like. But and My Bloody Valentine has some really good kills. But there's one kill where it reminds me of Friday the 13th Part 2 because of the double penetration. Sounds like a porno, no, but a porno term. But these two characters, Mike and Harriet, they get they were screwing and then they got screwed, like much like in Friday the 13th Part 2. But yeah, check it out. It's fun movie. Great Valentine's horror movie or just date night with your buddies or whatever. And this one, My Bloody Valentine, 2009, written by Todd Farmer. He's in it too, but I can't remember who was the director, but I don't know. But it's here nor there. But this is just a fun movie. It's I think I actually saw the remake first, but around the time that the remake came out, they released the uncut version of My Bloody Valentine on DVD, and so me, I got the original and I watched it and I loved it, but I still appreciate the remake. You got Jensen Ackles from Supernatural, Jamie King, Kerr Smith from Final Destination, Dawson's Creek, Betsy Rue, who I think she was in Drive Angry, which also has Todd Farmer in it, and you get Tom Atkins in this one. He's great, and Kevin Ty, who's in Emergency. I've never seen it, but he was also in Stephen King's Rose Red. He played Vic. Awesome, and he's great in this. But this is a fun movie, man. There are some good kills, good pacing. It's really fun. And it has some different locations. Yeah, I dig it. My belief. Late Valentine, 2009. Check it out. It's definitely better than people give it credit for. But I'm hoping people have come around. I'm hoping people have come around to it by now. Good lord, nostalgia is fun, but when you get so many stupid texts from stores that you bought stuff from, like websites that they want you to buy something else, because you bought something from them before, the text, oh, check this out, this deal and that deal, gets a little annoying, especially when they're trying to make a video. Oh well, but just yeah, those are some movies that you can watch for Valentine's Day or if you have a date. Forget the Valentine's crap. You can just watch it, if you have a date or just hang out with your buddies. I guess I don't really believe in Valentine's Day. If you do, fine, that's cool. That works for you. You do you. But I just think if you have someone, why is one GD day so important? Well, not that you have to shower your lover with gifts or your significant other, but just being there for them every day, giving them your best you, whatever you bring to the relationship. Just you is enough. You don't have to go all out and buying flowers and candy and taking them to a nice restaurant. You give them like a gift or something. If you want to, that's cool. But I know I'm going off on a rant, but whatever. It just Valentine's Day. Maybe it's because I'm single. Maybe I feel different if I was seeing someone, but I'm not, and I don't feel different. Oh well. Without running the risk of rambling too much, here's where I'm going to cut it off. But everyone, thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, Jake Patton. I'm out. Deuces. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.